The intention of making this video is to just educate you guys on some of the programming changes that are going to be made. However, after doing a spur of the moment, I have ideas in my head 7-minute phone recording this morning, and then re-listening to that and then continuing to think, I've come to realize that I knew once I started filming this video, it was going to be very long. So if you want to hear the geeking out, the science, all of the behind the thought of the programming change, a little bit of history and this and that, then stick around, or maybe just turn your volume up and walk away from the video and listen to this while you're doing something else, because I might talk for a while. This isn't structured. This is a bunch of different thoughts all coming together. This is going to be a 2-part video. In the first part, we're just going to talk about why it is we're trying something different, and we'll barely touch on what that is. But in the second part of the video, I want to get more into what exactly that's going to look like. What can you expect when you show up on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with this new style of programming? And then I'll answer hopefully all of the other questions that may arise in between. I don't know that the second video is going to happen immediately after this one. Maybe a few days later, I don't know, we'll see. So if it's not up, just wait for it. I've already been hinting at and telling some of the people in class, some of my people in goal reviews, that we're looking to completely change our programming, keeping it CrossFit, but make some drastic changes here in the next week or so. So where did all of this start? Why now? Why this? Why not? Well, it started with 2020 as a year of business that looked great by feel, but not necessarily on paper in regards to the retention of the business. Now, we don't need to get into retention numbers and this and that, but basically it has led us as a business to think, how can we provide you guys, the clients, with better results? And I truly mean that. If you want to lose 20 pounds, why aren't you? And how can we better help? If you really want to do all the workouts RX, if you want to be able to run all of your 400s under 2 minutes, no walking, you want to do pull-ups, whatever your goals are, how can we better help serve that so that CrossFit and working out this way and coming to the gym 3-4 times a week is not just something that is filling this time and space in your life that's going to eventually stop. Rather, it's the way you work out. It's what you do. You have no endpoint, and you're just infinitely playing this game because you love doing it. The workouts provide results, and the entire atmosphere and everything about it is something you enjoy and you don't want to stop doing. So as I continue thinking these thoughts, and I'm thinking, all right, retention, or rather better results leads to better retention. And then I really think a lot about all of the goal review conversations I have. So pause there. Thank you to everyone who's ever sat down and done a goal review with us. Thinking about those things, what people want, what people are saying in those private one-on-one goal reviews, and then sitting back and observing what's happening, I feel like we can maybe do better, and why not just give it a try? It's been 10 years of doing CrossFit, and granted, over the 10 years, we've done tons of cycle, we've done gymnastics focused works and a rowing thing every week, back squat cycles, like literally, we've tried a lot of different things. But there's one big thing we've never tried, and that is more of a true strength and conditioning focused program. Now hear me out. I don't mean strength and conditioning to the point where we're going to jump ship and abandon CrossFit. No more wall balls, toes to bar, double unders, assault bike, box jumps, burpees, any of that. Although I know a few of you guys would be fine if we never did a assault bike or a burpee workout. Again, don't worry, those are staying. But here's where I want to get into a bit of history as to why CrossFit works so well, but also why so many people in the fitness industry early on and still today hate it. And honestly, I never really thought in depth about this until just this morning, and I think it's fitting for this video and leading into what we're gonna do with our programming. So understand this. If you were to go hire a strength and conditioning coach because you're an athlete and you want maximum performance, you want strength, you want speed, if you go into that setting a little overweight, you're gonna lose the weight while focusing on strength and speed and performance and all that. Well, if you do that, you're going to see a week by week by week plan that looks similar, but it's progressive. But also those weeks, they don't last for a long, long time. At least not in relation to what we're gonna do. Those weeks are gonna build for maybe 3 weeks, and then it's gonna change a little bit, and then they're gonna build, and then change a little bit, and then build. And what's happening here is the building up week by week is allowing your body to adapt to the thing. Let's just call it a bench press. It's allowing you to adapt to the bench press, and then there's a term in the physiological field called supercompensation. In short, you do a thing, your body gets weaker from doing the thing immediately, and then when it repairs and recovers, you are better than you were when you first did the thing. That little bit of better is supercompensation. Well, if when you're a little bit better, we can do the thing again and then come down and then go up, we can keep getting better. Well, what if you only do the thing once? Like a bench press workout, but then you don't do it next week, and you don't do it next week, and you don't do it the next week. Well, we never really took full advantage of trying to really improve that thing. Well, in a true strength and conditioning program, you're going to see that. You're going to see accessory work that builds every week. 3 sets of 15 this week, 3 sets of 20 next week, 4 sets of 20 the following week, or whatever. You're going to see a lot of linear progress. Now, who's doing that? Athletes who are committed to their sport, to improving, to putting everything else in life aside because that's their number one goal. Now, who's doing CrossFit? Not the person I just said. The person doing CrossFit is the person who can maybe commit 3 one-hour workouts a week. Maybe not even that. Some of us only 2. If you're only doing 2 a week, this is me telling you, do 3, maybe even 4. So all of these principles from strength and conditioning and how everything should be structured and formatted and laid out over the course of a week, multiple weeks, a month, these are things that work great, but you have to be committed to being in the gym often enough for a long enough period of time for them to work. So with CrossFit, what kind of happened was we realized the general public doesn't have the time to allow that much commitment to the gym. So if that's the case, if we only get to see you 3 days per week for 1 hour, how in the world are we gonna squeeze in all of this stuff and then do it every single time while also keeping you engaged and wanting to show up? Because see, there's a little bit of a different drive for the athlete who's trying to be at the top of their sport versus the person who's just showing up to lose a couple pounds but has a full-time job and kids and extracurriculars and things like that. It's really difficult to try to squeeze all that stuff in just a CrossFit setting of 3 days per week. So instead, what do we do, and what has happened? What has happened that's led to how CrossFit works, at least from my perspective? Well, we've realized that if we do workouts that are fun and we sprinkle in enough variety of some strength training, some cardio, long and then short stamina, some skill work, because those movements keep you coming back because you're probably not good at them when you start. And when you get a little better, you're rewarded by that feeling of I'm doing great, and then you want to get a little bit better. So we sprinkle in some skill work, and then we'll do some other types of things. We'll maybe work on some gymnastics things or present to you every now and then a new lift or new format. Well, by doing that, I'll admit there's not a ton of structure beyond just the very typical make sure we're not doing what we did yesterday. Or if we already did a whole bunch of it this week, don't do it again. And that's pretty simple. It makes programming for CrossFit extremely easy. Oh, we did a whole bunch of squats and wall balls on Monday. Probably shouldn't really do a whole bunch of squatting the rest of the week. If we do, put it near the end of the week. Simple. Doesn't have to be super thought out and scientific. You just got to look at a week laid out. Well, this works great for that average 3-day per week person, and it's proven that it will get that individual fit. They will get stronger, they will fall in love with the gym, they'll learn some new movements, gain some mobility, improve their overall fitness, their health markers. Boom! That's what the general population needs. So, why abandon that? Well, like I mentioned earlier, we've been doing that for 10 years, and I can't help but to sometimes stop and think, what if we tried it differently? Just tried something new. Instead of just these kind of random, make sure we don't do the same thing twice in a week workouts, what if we actually said, hey, on Mondays, we're gonna work lower body maximum strength, do a couple strength accessory works, and then maybe hit you with a touch of conditioning. And then Tuesday, it's gonna be some upper body work, some upper body strength accessory, and then again, potentially hit you with some conditioning. Wednesday, take a break from the strength, let those things rest that we worked hard Monday and Tuesday while we do some low intensity, long aerobic conditioning, much like some of our 40-minute Mondays. And then Thursday and Friday are similar to Monday and Tuesday, but with different exercises, and instead we work on speed strength, more on that in video 2, and we still have accessory movements. And then Saturday we can keep the same. Let's not worry about Saturday. So what if we were to do that? What would happen? Well, that's what we're here to figure out, and that's why I want to try. And why have we stayed away from that in the past? I'll tell you exactly why. Because I've never liked the idea of, we know we're doing the same exact thing on the same day every week. Because what if one person has a early work meeting and the kids have an activity on that same day every week? Well, then they would forever miss that workout. I always use the strength example. What if we only do heavy strength work on Tuesday? And by chance, someone can never make it Tuesday. Then they will always and forever miss out on the heavy strength work. But if we randomly sometimes put it on Monday or Wednesday or Friday, then occasionally they'll be able to do that workout instead of missing it all the time. So I've never really liked that concept. And then another idea is that, well, what if someone can't make it in 4 or 5 days a week, and they need to in order to get the benefit from this very structured, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday plan? Well, I never really liked that. I wanted to make sure everything's varied enough where if you're coming in 3 days a week and we zoom out and we look at a 3-month window, well, you have gotten enough exposure to enough variety of different things that overall your fitness level will have gone up. And it has. It's true. It's proven. There's no guesswork there. Your fitness overall will be improved. But let's stop and think about where we could maybe do better, or what might people want a little bit more. Maybe people want more strength work so we can do those pull-ups. We can PR. We can do enough volume on lifts to really start getting better at the technique. What if people don't want a super hard, beat you down, leave you laying on the floor, high intensity CrossFit workout 4 to 5 days per week? What if we just want to overall feel stronger while still feeling fit and be healthy? Well, that's where I think trying this strength and conditioning based program can fit in and maybe solve some of these issues. I don't know for certain. We can try it out and see. Maybe it's a huge hit. We love it. And that's just kind of how we run with things going forward. Maybe we run with it for 6 weeks and everybody hates it. We're bored doing similar things, not the same things every week, but similar. And maybe we just don't like it. I don't know the answers to these yet because we actually just have to go try it. And the worst case scenario is, hey, we still did a bunch of working out and got stronger and learned some new exercises and challenged ourselves, but then we go back to more of a through and through CrossFit approach. So you may be wondering, okay, so did we just switch to like a strength gym? We're not doing CrossFit? What's happening here? No. In fact, if you're watching this week of Thursday, April 22nd, today, you've already kind of witnessed, maybe without knowing, what this could look like. Yesterday, we went for a 1 rep max close grip bench, and then we had a workout that had heavy strict press, and then heavy push press, and then heavy push jerk. And we limited the intensity by putting some rest breaks in there and having a cutoff point. And then we said hop on a bike for another 10 minutes and go to slow pace. That was a good upper body strength day with a little bit of cardio mixed in. And then today, we did 6 sets of 2 speed deadlifts at a light percentage. And then we did 8 rounds, 1 round every 2 minutes. And the rounds were less than a minute long of a bike sprint, burpee, squat jump, burpee. So high power intervals. So today was all about lower body speed and power between the speed deadlifts, the bike sprint, and then you've got not necessarily the burpees, you do use your legs, but also squat jumps. So what we can start to think about is the fact that we're gonna have some upper and lower and cardio and upper and lower, but mixed in CrossFit workouts. We will still practice a lot of skill work, which we're actually gonna have some fun new ways to do some skill work. Maybe instead of a super hard 12-minute chipper or AMRAP or something, we can just do, hey, minute 1, practice some double unders, don't kill yourself. Minute 2, I want you to do a set of 15 unbroken wall balls. Minute 3, I want you to try 10 toes to bar. That's just gonna be skill work, and maybe run through that for 4 rounds, there's your 12 minutes. So we don't want you to at any point feel like you are getting less fit for the CrossFit workouts that you've come to love. We just think we can maybe approach this a little differently for at least a little while to see how it goes. And I have a good feeling about it. I really do. I think that if you're coming at least 3, preferably 4 days per week, and we do this thing for 2 to 3 months, you're gonna be like, damn, that's what's up. Like that's really what we've been missing, is the structure. I don't know. I don't know. But we're gonna try it. We're gonna see how it goes. And I definitely want feedback from you guys. I don't want feedback on the first week, because the first week it's gonna be so different. You're all gonna be like, I don't like this, whatever. But definitely after a few weeks, let's start hearing the feedback, see how you feel, how you're performing, and then just how you're liking the workouts. All right? Cool, so that's part 1 on why we're gonna be doing this. Stay tuned for part 2 on a little bit more of what this will look like. Maybe I can give you some actual workout examples, because I do already have a program that we're gonna be following, but I'm gonna be putting our own CrossFit spin on that to keep giving you guys the goods that you like with the snatches and the box jumps and the burpees and all that jazz. All right, cool. See you guys.